What's going on, guys? So now that you've seen my all-new Texas Pride lowboy utility trailer, this is a 14-foot deck, which means this is a relatively small utility trailer. I want to explain to you why I believe this is the ultimate utility trailer. So hang tight, I'll be right back. You know, when you're searching for a new trailer, some of the biggest obstacles in finding exactly what you're looking for is dealer availability. Basically what they have available on their lot, what a dealership can get you, or what they have in queue to be shipped to them. One of the really great reasons I like working with the folks at Texas Pride is because they can build you a trailer. Now, it's not going to be the quickest process, right? You're going to have to wait for it. This trailer took me over a month to have built and finally received. But what's nice about this is I have no regrets, which means I have a trailer that will do everything that I'm looking for, and I didn't settle for anything that I, may have wanted different, because they worked with me to give me exactly what I wanted. Let's talk about some of the things that are unique about this trailer and why I feel it's such a special design. Because first of all, it was designed specifically for what I was looking for, the way I wanted it. And again, let's focus on some of those upgrades. First of all, you may or may not be able to tell, but this is a huge C-beam. This beam right here is an 8-inch C-beam. It's almost a 1/4 inch thick. It is extremely robust. This is the type of beam that, quite frankly, is probably way overkill for this application. But when you want a trailer built that is way overkill for most applications, that's what you go with. Check that out. And on top of that, back here, they have another 8-inch C-beam that stacks on top of it running back. So this one runs, probably about 10 feet back right here, and it stacks underneath this other 8-inch C-beam that runs all the way back. That is just pure reinforcement right there. That is absolutely nuts how strong this trailer is, because that bit of material upgrade that you typically don't see in a 14-foot trailer. Also, check out these utility boxes that are on each side. So this was really unique to me because I had to watch some videos they had to even know that they could offer this. So the width of this trailer permits them to add extra toolboxes on each side to give you just that much more flexibility. Now, they are incredibly robust toolboxes. These are made out of the same material. They make these much heavier boxes typically up front, but they do it all the way around here. It's framed off really well. I mean, this is just one heck of a cool box. Interior, the opening width is about 6 inches, so you have plenty of room to fit your straps in here. You could probably fit a couple fuel cans in here, if you get the narrower ones. But this is just such a great application because it gives you that utility that you typically don't have with this type of a trailer. And I got 2 of them, one on each side. Now, because of that, the spare tire was moved up front here, and I think it looks perfect. I mean, just having the spare tire mounted to the front gives me, again, easy access to it if I need it. It's not hanging off the side. This really isn't something that concerned me too much. I just wanted to be sure there was room for a spare, and this is where they opted to put it. Next to that, you have the Warren winch. So let's check that out. So this is their really nice, I think it's their VR series. Yep, this is their VR 8000 series Evo winch. So if I'm pulling something up the back ramps, I have the ability to do it a lot easier with the winch mounted up front. Inside of here, I have 2 Deep Cycle Marine RV batteries. Really nice. So these batteries give me the power really for the front tongue jack and the lighting. Battery wise, it's kind of overkill. I do plan on installing a disconnect switch on the batteries just so there's no parasitic draw. There's a charger on the side that they've already installed, so I can plug this thing in and have power going to these batteries all the time. But, I have solar panels going to my other trailers, so I'll probably just run a solar panel to charge all of this with the batteries disconnected when I'm not using them. A lot of people wonder, though, how clean this compartment is when you first get it. And, I know I muck it up a little bit by putting wires in here for solar and other things like that. The good thing is it's got so much lighting inside, I really don't think I'm going to need to add anything other than the solar charger and the disconnect. But very, very clean install. Just looks absolutely great. I love they put a strut arm right here to hold this up. Nice locking latch right there. Very cool. This also has a Stillwell hydraulic front tongue jack. That is a lifesaver on your back and your arms if you're in a hurry to get hitched up, because this thing moves just so crazy fast. 'Let me demonstrate. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. They give you a can of this Diamond Vogel red acrylic enamel paint. Really cool. I mean, just check this thing out. It is super cool. Okay, going back to the decking material. Diamond plated steel decking. Very cool. Now, I asked them what would be the better material, wood or diamond plate? And they said, you know, there's pros and cons to both. Wood is their normal, regular OEM build. You can upgrade to the diamond plate material. I believe this is 3/16 inch thick. If you go with wood, the only thing you have to worry about at some point is possibly having to replace it, because wood dries out, warps, and rots eventually, unless you seal it up and you do all sorts of other preventative things. Also, wood is very slick when it's wet, as is diamond plate material. So because this trailer doesn't have to tilt, because I don't have anything that's really going to be sliding on it, I opted for diamond plate, even knowing the fact that, yeah, it can eventually scratch and rust, but this is what they say is the better material for the long term. You can see the 8 huge D-rings that they installed here. I got 4 running down each side. Typically, I think they put 1 on each corner, and I had them install, you know, an additional 4, so I have a total of 8 D-rings. Come around here, just check out the bracing on this winch mount. That is insane. All right. Now, one thing you've probably noticed is all the LED lighting. This is something that I worked with them with, because sometimes you're loading equipment up at night. So for instance, if I'm taking the tractor to the shop, or if I'm taking the mowers, you know, out of town, or I need to do something, I have to come out here the night before I plan on leaving so I can get all prepped and ready to go. And something I asked them is, can we put LED lights, you know, for the lowboy area so I can see what's going on in the cargo space whenever I'm packing up? And they said, well, we can already offer that. I said, you know what? I'd like more lighting. You guys know I'm an LED light fanatic. And so I have 2 up front now, which is something they can normally do, but typically they'd put little light pods right here that you can kind of point and aim. But I said, you know what, can we integrate it all so it just looks really clean? So they put 2 up here, and they put 2 over the fender covers right here, which is really, really awesome. And it's all boxed behind these protective areas. So a lot of folks would say, you know, typical trailers, they would just run the wire in, and you know what, it would just kind of be this sloppy mess where you'd see a wire hanging down right here. But look what they did to protect the lighting. They actually boxed the back end of it. And, you know, that's just a testament for some of the upgrades that they do to make the trailers a bit more reliable overall. Tire-wise, we got Gladiator tires, which I'm really, really a fan of. These are good tires. 235, 85, 16s. If we're looking at the actual rating of these tires, these are G-rated tires. Very, very nice. And we're running 8,000 pound axles on here. All right, so another kind of standard feature for them, which, to be honest with you, on an 18-foot lowboy, I don't think I've ever seen before. It's this top tube. With many of the other trailers I've seen, especially if you go to any of the big box stores to buy a trailer, it's just a piece of angle iron right here. But check this out. That is a fully boxed tubular section of steel going all the way around. I think it's a 3-inch boxed section. Not only is it super structural, I mean, everything coming down to it is also fully boxed except for this little angle iron piece right here front. But if you look at the main bracing around the sides going over things back here, this is all fully boxed. And this is just insane. And what's also nice about it is it looks great. It looks absolutely amazing. I still have my stake pockets down here, which is nice. You can't really utilize these to put like 2x4s in because the top rail would interfere, but you can absolutely use these for your straps. But I really don't need to use those for my straps because, again, I have these 8 massive D-rings that are here ready to strap whatever I put in here down. Coming around back, so check this out. So this is kind of a 2-stage ramp system. Typically, you'd have like a 5-foot tall ramp sticking way up. And the challenge with a 5-foot tall ramp sticking way up is that it acts as kind of a net when you're going down the street. It rattles more, it's more cumbersome, it's super heavy. This is kind of a 2-stage setup. So you pop your pins out here, you pop this pin out, and this piece will actually fold up and down. So whenever you put it down, it is one long 5-foot ramp. But when it's up like this, you have this 3-foot section, and then you have this 2-foot section right here with this expanded steel, and it's the entire width of the back. Plus you have these really cool little feet that go down, touch the ground to prevent the front of the trailer from popping up if you are going to be loading something when you're unhitched, which you really shouldn't do. But it also adds some strength and rigidity to the actual ramp itself. But check out the framing on this thing. This is insane. Now, you guys who are trailer fans, you know, audit me on this, because do you ever see this on a 14-foot utility trailer? You got grease zerks right here. You have this huge tubular steel structure that makes up the actual ramps. That is just crazy, crazy strong. Now, what's nice about this is loading zero turns, tractors, things like that, you don't have to be too accurate on the ramp. You don't have these two, you know, 10 or 12 inch wide ramps that you have to kind of move into place. With this, you drop the ramp down, you drive straight on the trailer, you load everything up, chain it all down, put your, you know, your ramps back up, and you're ready to go. That is super cool. I love how they protect the LED lighting down here as well. So you have your trailer lights back here, but look how they frame it off. So if you accidentally bump into something, you're not going to tear your light off. And this is just really cool because, again, other trailers that I've had just don't do this. They don't protect their lighting, which means, you know, in the event you bump something or somebody bumps you, or, you know, the forklift's driving around, yeah, sure, you can still damage it, but, you know, having it surrounded in diamond-plated steel sure is going to provide a level of protection that's normally not there. And grease zerks. There are grease zerks all over this trailer. I mean, just any movable point pretty much has a grease zerk. I love how they put this little corner step here. They also put one on the front right here, so you can easily climb over the back. You can easily reach over this unit. These rails right here are just maybe a little over 3 feet tall. So getting into the back of your trailer is super, super convenient. And what's also nice is if I'm loading something like a hay bale back here, it's not just going to roll out. I can, you know, of course, strap it down, but if it shifts at all, you don't have to worry as much about it possibly coming out because of how this rail goes all the way around. Coming around the back, reflective tape all over this unit. I love how they use this Texas Pride reflective tape. You know, just a super, super cool setup. And, you know, I couldn't be happier with a trailer like this. Just, you know, if you are critical of trailers, if you have watched trailer videos like I have, researching them going back years and years, and you see some folks who may have had a brand that you love, or maybe have criticized a brand that you don't like, you know, the technology of creating a trailer, I wouldn't say has gone very far, but the effort that a manufacturer puts into building a trailer certainly has. And again, I have never seen a 14-foot trailer this well equipped. And when I contacted the folks at Texas Pride to say, you know what, I'm ready for my next trailer, and the reason why is because, you know, I don't use my tilt deck trailer as often the way that I believe most people would use it. Super cool trailer. It works really well for its application, but if I want to load 2 mowers in the back of my tilt deck, I just can't do it because the way the tilting mechanism works. If I want to load my tractor in a 0 turn in the back, I can't do it because the way the tilting mechanism works. If I had a skid steer, you know, if I had a backhoe, if I had a piece of construction equipment that I was constantly moving from one job to another job to another job, and I wanted that ability just to quickly load it, tilt it in place, and you know, lower it down, lock it up, and strap it down and get going, then that would be ideal for me. But the challenge I've dealt with is the fact that, you know, sometimes whenever I'm heading out to, you know, another property that we help take care of, or we're going to take care of a family's property, I can't load all the equipment I need to load on that trailer. If I had a forklift and I could kind of, you know, side load it, that'd be a different story. But I don't have a forklift. So this is really, you know, the perfect application for me because it's going to give me the flexibility I need. In terms of what we're going to do with the tilt deck trailer, not 100% sure. You know, I'm not one of those people that ever likes to give up a piece of equipment, especially if I'm going to take a loss on it. So if I sell the tilt deck trailer, then, you know, I'd never be able to replace it for what I get out of it, if that makes sense. And it's, you know, fine sitting there, and I'll still use it, and I have family members who could use it, so we'll probably hold on to it. But in terms of, you know, everyday practical use, having something that you can run to Lowe's with, having something you can run to Tractor Supply with, having something you can run to the ag store with and pick stuff up, not having to worry so much about placement, this is really awesome. Because again, the challenge I have with that is even if I load it, the problem is unloading it. If I get them to load it with the forklift on the side, well, I don't have a forklift to pull it off if it's something big, if it's a big heavy pallet. On this, I have more flexibility of actually driving up the back and pulling things down. And that's going to be very, very helpful for our application. But yeah, this is one heck of a trailer. Very, very happy with it. But give me your thoughts. Judge the product based on what it's designed to do, the features that are built into it, and how it can work for you. Because that's certainly how I judge something like this. Very, very cool. Of course, you guys know if I have any issues, any problems, if I'm having issues with reliability, anything like that, I'm always willing to share it with you guys. But so far, all my Texas Pride stuff has been absolutely rock solid. We use the heck out of that dump trailer. I mean, that dump trailer gets towed probably as much as a commercial company might tow it. It's so useful. We use it as kind of a dumpster out here. Anytime we're cutting things down, we throw things in the back of it. You know, anytime the trash cans even get overfilled and trash isn't coming for a while, we throw that in the back of it. That thing makes trips to the landfill as much as a commercial trailer. And the testament to that is the fact that every time I go to the landfill, I have to prove to them that I'm not a commercial operator with that trailer. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think of it. Very cool. This thing is just a beast compared to anything I've ever seen at any big box store. So it's very heavy for what it is. For this type of trailer, it's heavy, but you know, this kind of speaks to that fact that when you add more material, you add more weight, you add more structure, you add larger sections of material, it's gonna get heavy. So it's incredibly heavy for what it is, and that's purposely done. That was because we reinforced the heck out of it. We wanted the strongest possible trailer we have. But very, very happy with the setup. Look forward to putting it to a lot of work. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, I'd really appreciate it if you took a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.